Welcome back to Milton Keynes Beating Coronavirus. This is another MK Channel 40 special where we're going to talk to a man that I absolutely think is on the ball when it comes to planning for charity organisations. A lot of experience both UK and international, and he's launched a video and he's going to talk us through why this video could benefit your charity initiatives. Let's spend the next 10 minutes finding out about Mike Cashman's new video initiative. Hi Mike, good to see you again.
Hello John.
I see you're armed with a flip chart. So what's all of this video production? You're competing with us, are you?
Okay. Yeah, no, not really. You can see the video if you like on YouTube. It's project management lessons for coronavirus in the UK, but actually it could be lessons for any sort of project. So yes, here's the flip chart. There's the nice graphics on YouTube, but this is a little bit more interactive. And it comes from some work by a guy called Eddie Obeng, who's a very skilled project management practitioner and writer. And Eddie pointed out that in all the sorts of projects that people do, there are essentially four types of project, which he called paint by numbers, quest, home movie, and fog. And here's the distinction. Sometimes you know how it is that you're going to do this project. You know what it is that you want, and that's a paint by numbers project. You kind of whip out the task list that you had last time, adjust the numbers, away you go, you know exactly what you're doing. Sometimes you have things where you know what it is that you want to achieve, save lives, for example, but you don't quite know how it is that you're going to get there. And he calls that the quest for the Holy Grail. And you've then got a very interesting sort of project, which Eddie Obeng calls home movie or movie. And this is where you don't really know where you're going, but you know what technology you use to get there. So, you know, you've got the home video camera, you're going to produce something, who knows what it is you're going to produce. That is kind of, you know, we're going to do 100,000 tests. We know what the technology is, but we don't quite know what it's for. And then very often you have we don't know how we're going to do this, we don't know where we're going, and we're in the fog. And a lot of my professional career was actually engaged in helping people move from fog to paint by numbers. And the key thing is to understand which of those situations you're in. And there's two simple questions to ask. Are you very clear about what it is that you want to achieve, which will bring you down into the bottom half? And are you very clear about how it is that you're going to get there? And if either of those is not the case, then while people may be thinking, well, why don't you get on and start the project and start doing things? If you don't know where you're going, it's not necessarily a good idea to go there fast.
So one of the things that we share is a background in IT project management, and I think there's a bit of an analogy because you've got projects where you're replicating something like a website design that you've already done before for an e-commerce customer, so you know pretty much all the questions to ask. And then you have something called an agile development where you're doing things experimentally and changing things as you go along. Does this kind of thinking really map to what you're talking about here? Agile versus, if you like, what would be called a waterfall approach?
We're really getting technical here, John.
Yeah.
But the answer is it all depends. I was doing things with methods that people might now call agile 30-something years ago, 36 years ago. The word agile hadn't been defined then, but working on a basis of we know exactly what it is that we know the purpose of what we're doing, such as the first ever, I've dropped all my credit cards in the in the sea, and I need to cancel them all. But we don't know exactly how it's going to look. That might be a quest. But if you're working in a much more open-ended way, where you're working with people who don't really know what it is that this is for, but they want to use some technology, then you might be up in the So agile could be either for those who know the term.
Okay, let's throw another techie term. I'm sure this is something you've come across, something called a minimum viable product. So where people have got a general goal and they start off with the absolute minimum and then get lots of feedback and adjust the plan based on what people want. Can that be applied to the kind of situations that you're outlining on that chart?
Yeah, I mean, I think the whole topic that we're in there is, in a sense, iterative development, is do something, check that, then do the next bit. Where that maps onto this is, the great thing about this is that what you've got in the bag is now known. And therefore the unknown bit, the bit that's in danger of being fog, is, you know, there is less uncertainty. So do a bit, define a bit, get that in the bag, move on.
So if you were to take the coronavirus, which we're right in the middle of right now, the fog is not knowing the extent of coronavirus infection across the UK, which is why Matt Hancock and co are investing so heavily behind testing. So
okay,
are there parallels with the testing?
So coronavirus in the UK, so we were in a mode, the instruction was stay home, protect the NHS, save lives. So we knew where it was, what it was we were trying to do, save lives. And indeed, for the public, the instruction stay home was very clear. What happened then was we moved into something that became much less clear. Stay alert, control the virus. You know, how do you control the virus? You can just look on Gogglebox to see the reaction to that. And so there was quite an adverse reaction because we just moved into the fog. Meanwhile, we've got somebody using a technology where the technology is important, but he's not clear about the outcome, which is the 100,000 tests. So the testing, the tests they're not an outcome. They're not what we're trying to do. We're trying to save lives. But the focus was on the output, i.e. some test results, or in some cases the input, tests the post. And so the problem that you've got is individual ministers with their individual targets, but not brought together in a coordinated program. And you'll see on the video some recommendations for a coordinated program with clear targets and rigor, as we talked about in the other video.
Where are you promoting this new video? Okay,
so I actually have a Facebook channel already for some of what I write, but I started a new Facebook channel. It only has videos on at the moment. And the channel it's about my miscellany, my miscellaneous stuff. And so I've called it Miscellany, 3 words, but put together as one. So if you Google Miscellany, sorry, I should have it on the flip chart. You Google Miscellany as one word, you will find the video.
Brilliant. Well, it doesn't sound like it's too competitive with us. In fact, it sounds like it's highly complementary. So we'll do our best to promote it for you, Mike.
Brilliant. Thank you, John.
Okay, so if you are working within either a business or charity and you've got something which will help care, share and protect Milton Keynes, come on and tell us your story. We're doing it all for free for as long as we can, certainly over the next few months. If you're a commercial company and you do need education, news, live streaming, any of those things that the company behind Milton Keynes Channel40.com provides, we can give you a contract, a bounce back contract that's very supportive, and we will donate 20% of any revenues we get from your project back to your favourite charity. So that's our own gift back scheme, and also trying to help businesses bounce back. So from myself and Mike, bye for now.
Bye-bye.